Barber College Success. Craig Charles of Crown Cuts Academy, JC, Crown Cuts Academy, Bristol, and my co-host.
Jordan Barr, Jordan Barr underscore 52 on Instagram. Hopefully, he's gonna be changing something different
Oh,
eventually.
yeah, he's gonna change it.
Yeah.
And our guest,
Natanya Rochelle Conley, owner of NRC Design Solutions and assistant to Craig Charles, the
oh,
man.
big, and our co-host Emma. He has a little technical emergency to deal with today, but he'll be back next week. I know he hate missing coming on the podcast. This is his favorite thing to do during the week. But we're gonna catch back up. I know he's gonna call me and ask me how it went. But anyway, we're gonna represent for my guy. Spreading love the Tri-Cities way is one of the biggest ways. But spreading love the Crown Cuts way is the only way. You know, here at Crown Cuts Academy, we enroll students every month. Come check us out if you want to change careers. Hit us up. Or check out your local barber school, cosmetology schools in your area. Go ahead and change your career. Yes, sir. We're going to have a big topic for you today. We're going to stretch the limit, get you thinking, get you on another level. So today, we're going to talk about the positive mindset, having a positive mindset, mind frame while you're going to school. Why it can hinder you if you have a negative mindset, and why it can help you and lift you up if you maintain that positive mind frame. It's going to be big. I know we got all listeners out there. And yeah, shout out to that guy who hit Jordan up and gave him that name. He said, listen to the podcast. What's his name, Jordan? Do you remember?
I can go now.
Yeah, give him a shout out. Give him a shout out for that. Just spreading the love all around. But how we do again, we're going to have a big topic. I think this is an important one because a lot of students come to school and they don't understand the ending goal. It's 12 months. But you have to see the light at the end of the tunnel and think about the ending goal.
Right. And like we were saying before, it's like you've got to make that investment into your future and these 12 months and prioritize your time.
Right.
Yes.
Because when you have a positive mind frame and you have a positive attitude, it breeds confidence.
Yes.
And one of the key things to accomplish most trained skills or accomplish goals that you're trying to do, you have to have some confidence. If you like confidence is going to kill you, it's going to kill the people around you. And don't be that person to kind of spread that negative attitude to everybody else because you're struggling.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay when you're starting something new, you're trying something for the first time. That's part of it. It's a new skill, something that you haven't done before. So it's okay to struggle. None of us as adults want to struggle in something starting out for the first time, but it's all right.
It's okay.
And when you're training, when you're learning, that's not failure. That's just called growth. Yeah, but before we go ahead, Jordan, you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, classic underscore Mike 22 on Instagram, Cookville from Cookville, Tennessee. Yeah, he gave me what is it? He said Jordan setting the bar.
No
So
doubt.
I kind of like that. That's what I was saying. He said, man, you got
setting
so
the
somebody's
bar.
already given it to you. I said, I've had people say something close to that, but
Setting the bar with Jordan Barr. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. But that could be like when you have like different prices of your haircuts, to set the bar price. You know what I'm saying? And then the regular price and the medium price. But to set the bar price, when you give them the heavy artillery, the whole sauce and nothing but the sauce, $150.
that's really setting the bar right there. Yeah, okay, I like that. Yeah,
with that Jordan Barr signature
Or,
haircut.
Yeah, you give them all different types. You like Jordan J Barr, the creator, and J Barr. You know what I'm saying? Jordan is setting the bar. The creators come to the introductory level price, but setting the bar, the barber, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's the other price. That's the next level. That's another gear to you.
J Barr, the creator.
Big.
See, this is so many. I want to like. I don't know, man. I just want to be able to be able to type my name on Instagram and be the only one that pops up.
Yeah, that's true. That's big.
So you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be able to type in somebody in and then
man. A friend of mine has called me from Georgia like 2 weeks ago. He's like, "Craig, you got a school in a shop in Georgia?" I was like, "No, not yet." He's like, "Yeah, I just seen Crown Cuts, and I thought it was you." I was like, "Nah, not yet. It's only Johnson City." So I understand that part when you type in your name, you just want to be exclusive.
Yeah,
and that's cool. But get back to the lecture on hand. What's the impact of having a positive mindset?
To me, I think when you have a positive mindset, that it helps prepare you for when those things those adverse things come at you. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when you have bad, something like you're bebopping along, and maybe you get a flat tire, while you're on your way to work or whatever the case may be. But I feel as though if you have like a positive mindset, then you will know, hey, I need to call somebody to come and help me instead of you're just panicking. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. But that just helps you kind of prepare yourself
because obstacles are going to happen.
Absolutely, life is an obstacle.
A lot of obstacles going to happen.
And how you take on the obstacles is how usually has how bad it's going to set you back.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you take the obstacle, if you don't, let's say something happens and you went into some right mindset, and it'll set you back a whole like 5-6 months or something like that.
Mhm.
And it keeps you from growing, like the
Mhm.
faster growth.
And the thing is, too, all students go through a growing period where they feel like they're not good enough. I've had so many conversations with so many students who come to my office and like, man, Craig, man, I don't know if this is for me, man. And just that insecurity coming out where they're not being successful at it because they want to be able to go in there, touch the clippers, and make it do magic. It's not going to work like that. And I have to let them know, hey, it's okay. It's time.
Right. And surrounding yourself around positive people is good too. Like you said, Craig, if you've got a student that says, well, I didn't do so well today. Okay, that was the day.
Yeah.
Wipe that off, get that off of you, come back tomorrow and let's hit it again strong.
And understand that the instructors have seen, they've done case studies.
Right.
And when I say case studies, they've tested so many students over the years where they can see where a student is going to grow, how long it's going to take a student to grow, and at what time and at what pace they will grow, and where they will be in 1 month, where they'll be in 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and by the time they graduate. But it also depends on the individual student, how hard you're going to work too,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't complain about not getting better and you're not doing your work, you're not doing your homework, you're not doing your practicals, you're missing school, and then you're going to get better like that.
It's going to take you longer. It's going to take you twice as long, actually.
You're delaying your process. Like I said, I'll go back, even like what we was talking about before we got on. When we started, I was like, Jordan, today you cutting hair. Today you cutting hair. Your first day on the floor, you cutting today, Jordan. What was going through your mind when I said that to you?
So I was like, I ain't ready, bro. But I mean, you're never going to be ready until you start something. So I mean,
right.
But at the same time, I was excited. So I mean, it was just,
it was a little bit of fear.
Yeah, it's a little bit. I was a little scared, but
anxiety.
I mean, after the first like 2 or 3 haircuts, is usually you're pretty good after that.
I understand you're not going to give your best haircut after then, but understand is that you're going to work at it and you're going to get reps to get better.
Absolutely. And one thing that I was thinking about, like you said, surrounding yourself around positive people that can push you, and realize that just because you have a bad day, you don't have to stay there.
No.
It's like you take that lick and say, okay, we won't do it like this anymore. And that just trains your brain to say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to start this and we're going to go forward.
Right.
So don't stop just because you have a bad day. You got to keep going forward.
And one of the worst things that students can do is hang around students who are real negative. Some people are just negative overall, but hanging around people who are real negative during your growth process is going to stunt your growth.
Yes, misery likes company. It's always the cliche.
It's definitely the most, when you're most vulnerable too, is when you're going into something like that.
Right.
Basically, like the first couple of months, you want to be around the most positive people you can be around, because if you're around a negative person, as soon as you get in there, you're like, it might ruin your whole experience just for the whole time that you're there. Even if you might not even be there for the whole time.
Right.
It depends on how much of that negative person has put an impact on you. So it might even put you back, just set you back in general, and make you not even want to do it at all. So.
And one thing I wanted to say that one thing that could definitely be a mood killer is when you try to compare yourself to someone else. We are all different people. We learn at different stages. We're at different stages in life. You grow and go at your own pace, and it's okay. Do not compare yourself to your neighbor or to your classmate. We're all different.
I feel like there's 2 parts to that, like comparing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because there's a good way to compare yourself and there's a bad way to compare yourself.
Right.
Like if you you compare yourself, saying you see somebody with the nastiest freaking fade you've ever seen, and you're like, man, I can't get there. Why does this phase look so much better than mine? Or instead of just looking at it as an educational, try to like learn a different way of style, like, or trying out new things. But hey, I want to try this in our next haircut, or like I want to watch, see if I can find a video on how he did this haircut or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Trying to take a positive impact of looking at people's growth and haircuts, and what I'm saying, just trying to make yourself better at looking at other people's stuff.
Yes.
So,
And that comes with the positive mindset too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, I can't cut my haircuts don't look like Jordan's. It's okay. Like you said, you continue to get those haircuts that are going to look like how you want them to look like.
I mean, it's just important. It's just important because that's one of the biggest killers in a lot of schools, where students come in and they see someone doing a really boss haircut, and instead of congratulating them and asking how to do that haircut and asking for help, they get to the point where they start comparing themselves and thinking that they're not growing. You're not growing because of you. You don't know how much time the individual is putting in when you're not watching, when the lights is off, when they're home. How much videos are they watching? How many times a day when they get out of school, they go to a shop and get mentors and ask questions how to get better? Because most students just think sitting in the school is the only way you're going to learn. Sitting in school is just a microcosm. That's just the start. Your growth continues as you leave. You have to do homework. You have to do so many different things to help yourself get better. And if you're not doing that, you should not compare yourself to the next person who's next to you who's doing real good. That's not fair.
And just like with Craig, with you being a master barber, I'm sure people look at you now to say, man, Craig's, got his barbershop and got his schools or whatever, but they didn't know what you did 20 years ago to get to this point, and all the hours and the traveling and all that you had to do.
I mean, yeah, and that's a great point, because most students look at it right now and see Craig owning 2 schools, but they didn't realize it took 2004 when I was opened my first barbershop, and it was just me and another guy working, Dino, shout out to Dino, and in a 300 square foot barbershop, and coming to work every day, just being happy, having a positive attitude, not knowing that that's going to propel me to where I'm at today.
Right. And Craig doesn't remember this story. I bet I'm going to tell it anyways. And it was probably at the end of maybe 2014 or 2015. And Craig was like, I'm going to open up a barber school. And I didn't know much about barbering then. And I was like, is this dude for real? Like, he's going to open up a barbering school. I had that conversation with him then. Next thing I know, within the next couple of years, he had a barber school. Now he's got 2.
I mean, but that's setting the bar high for myself. Still, setting the bar.
Setting the bar with Jordan Barr. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, but having expectations and loving what I do, loving my job, making this a passion, and not thinking about money first, and just putting my all into it, and giving all my clients my all every day, giving the barbering industry my all, and just loving what I do. And when I tell people I've never had a bad day at work, that right there it sings loudly, and that echoes a long way. Because I can say I love what I did, and I went to work every day just happy. And that's what propelled me today, because that's the positive attitude that you have to have if that's what you want to do. If that's your passion, you got to be positive about it. If it's not fair to bring someone else down because of something that you feel about your growth, and afraid to say, you know what, I'm not where I need to be. I need to be better. I need to work a little harder. But what happens is, oh man, this school sucked. Oh man, I'm not getting better. Oh man, Miss so and so have favorites. Oh man, I'm not getting haircuts. Oh man, I'm not learning. Learning goes both ways. It's reciprocated. When you're any type of training as an individual in the school, learning goes both ways. The teacher teach, you have to learn too, because you can teach the teacher to help her be better or him be better as well.
Right. And life is always about learning, because even when you think you get to a certain step, there's always more to learn.
Continue education.
Continue education.
What was I say when Miss Dale said? She was like, you're always going to keep learning in this industry until the day you die.
Mm-hmm.
But it
'Cause you're
keeps
just gonna
Yes.
keep learning.
it keeps
Yes.
it fun. It keeps it fun. It keeps it fun. It keeps it fun. And in turn, after you do that, that's where your confidence comes in. When you maintain that positive mind frame, you have better confidence. You feel better. You understand that there's a process to get where you're going.
Mhm.
You understand that it takes time. You understand that you're not in school for a week and you didn't have a good day, and you're like, oh, this is not for me. oh man, I'm not doing good. Am I going to learn? Am I going to get better? Mr. Craig, you think barbering is for me? 2 weeks in, Mr. Craig, you think I'll be good at barbering? A month in, Mr. Craig, you think I'll be good at fading hair? I'm like, give it some time.
Right.
I mean, some things you just can't shortcut. You can't shortcut being out of school a month.
Mhm.
You can't shortcut being out of school 3 months. You can't shortcut being out of school 6 months, a year. Those things we can't replicate in school. You almost have to go through that process to be better.
It's like, I feel like if you set yourself some goals before you go in
Mhm.
to school, saying if that you like, I remember my goal was I wanted to be the best barber in Bristol. That's still my goal right now, and I knew that I had to do whatever I had to take. Like I had to watch videos, reps, take as much in as I could. Like I used to ask Craig, like I used to text Craig on my phone and send him pictures of my haircuts. I'm like, what things should I do better in
Right.
this haircut to make it look, a certain way? And he would tell me, and he'd be honest. I like you want to have somebody that's honest with you.
Mhm.
You don't want to have that somebody's going to sugarcoat because it's going to stunt your growth even more because you're just going to be like saying that your haircut look like, but yeah, your haircut look good and it really looked trash. So it's always going to be like, that's not. I've never been a person to be mad when somebody is straight up with me about something that I love doing.
About your growth.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're not willing to take, what's the word I'm thinking?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. If you can't take constructive criticism in this industry, then you're not going to be where you want to be at any point in your career. That's just with anything. So
That's big.
Good, Jordan. And just like Jordan was saying about your criticism, you definitely want to take it from someone that you respect there to give you honest feedback instead of Craig could have been like, you had to send him the picture and Craig may be like, dang, that's trash. And he's like, oh, that's a good job, Jordan, but he didn't do that. He gave you tips, right, to make that better for you, and you accepted that from him because you knew that where he was coming from was out of love for you and wanting to make you better. So that really says a lot too.
And I know, I swear, a lot of students fall into that trap. They get around some other students the one who is in the corner, who's hiding from haircuts, who don't want to do what they got to do, who comes to school late, and they kind of just push and put a bad vibe on everyone in the school. And some people fall for it, unfortunately, because you say like misery loves company. And it's funny at times, but you don't understand how that's stunting your growth.
And I'm a true believer in manifestation and words of affirmation.
Oh yes.
And if you wake up during today and you're like, Jordan's like, I'm getting ready to kill this haircut today. I'm getting ready to put raise the bar. J Barr, the creator. And you wake up this morning and that's on your mind. That's what you're going to do for the day because you've manifested that in yourself. And you're telling yourself, I am going to deliver the best haircut I can do today. And nobody's going to tell you any different.
I mean, it's true because there's a quote that says, be careful how you talk to yourself.
That's right.
Be careful how you talk to yourself because if you talk to yourself a certain way, after a while, you'll believe it. Be careful of the words that come out your mouth talking about what you're going through, what you're seeing. If it's negative, you're going to feel and soak in that. If it's positive, it's going to help uplift you and propel you to another level. Be careful of how you speak to yourself. Because when you speak to yourself a certain way, negative or positive, that could be a reflection.
Right. Because there's the power of death and life in your tongue and what you speak upon yourself. And if Jordan knows that you want to be the best barber in Bristol, then guess what? You're going to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up, give you good, bad, whatever criticism that you need to lift you up. And you know that.
Yeah, I mean, I can second that. And that's why I think it's important because we have a lot of people listen to our podcast from around the country, around the world. And thank you guys for your feedback and your questions every day. That just keeps us going. And we understand what you're going through. But sometimes it's good just to hear it from someone who's been through it, and that's why I love Jordan being on it because he's not too far removed from being out of school. So he can relate to a lot lot of things. I mean, my training is continuous, but I opened my barbershop in 2004. And so many things have changed then. And I opened my first school in 2016. And a lot have changed from 2016 to 2022, where we're looking to grow. And some of the things that we're trying to add right now is going to be even on the next level,
Right.
things that we add into it.
And we went through a pandemic, right?
Yes.
Can't forget COVID. So that's changed the way that business is conducted.
Mhm.
That's changed the way that you're interacting with your customers now for safety reasons. So these past 2 years have been almost three, have been a lot, and we've seen a lot of changes. And you're learning to adapt.
And it's
to that.
and it's growth. It's
Right.
time. I mean, I'm going to Gillette next week, and that's a major accomplishment. That's a major thing. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to do some training. But they sent me emails to talk about being on the team for product development and co-creation. That's big, but it just didn't happen overnight. That's something I had to prepare myself for. And years of having that positive attitude, that positive mind frame, for someone to say, that dude right there, I want him to be around me. Because that's how easy it is. When people have a bad attitude, nobody wants to be around you. Those opportunities wouldn't have came for me if I was sitting there moping in the mud, always knocking someone down, telling them they ain't good, just being real negative. Those things don't come to people. Opportunity don't come to negative people, for one. They come, if they do, it's not going to be sustainable. It's short-lived. Opportunities, you open yourself up when you have a positive attitude for more good things coming your way, for more people wanting to talk to you, for more people wanting to be around you. Bottom line. I mean, think about the people who you went to school with who was real negative, Jordan.
Oh, I know a couple.
You know what I'm saying?
And you remember them too, don't you?
Yeah,
You
I remember I was doing a haircut, and I think I did a hot taper, and I was asking people, I was like, what do y'all think? You know, I think it looks good, and he said, nah, that junk look trash. I was like, okay, that's cool.
You see what I'm saying?
But in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna get better than him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get so good that he just gonna be the dude in the back. that's just me.
Setting the bar with
That's my
Jordan Barr.
mindset though.
But that motivated you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But think about people who's not strong in their mind, who's going to school and just looking for that friend, or just looking for that person to propel them. Someone who's being real negative, you can pull someone in that web of yours and just kill their confidence, stunt their growth to the point where barbering might not even be for them no more because of your negative attitude.
But Jordan, in this case, took that negative and turned it to a positive. I love it. He was like, oh, that's trash. Jordan's like, huh, I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
Next time you see this, like you said, you're going to be sitting in the back of the room saying, dang, I wish my haircut looked as good as Jordan's, you know.
That's the way you got to think of things, man.
I mean, you do, but I just see it from being in this industry for so long. And I kind of like, man, come on. Why are you just trying to spread some negative things on someone else? Why you just want to spread some negative energy in school? Why you want to, if you don't like it so much, why are you around? You wake up every day to come to school just to be negative?
And the way you treat people comes back on you.
Oh, by
You
far.
treat people good, that comes back on you. You treat people bad, that comes back on you. So it's like, how do you want to live your life? What do you want your brand to be known for, Jordan? You think about that.
And again, it gives you confidence. When you speak to yourself in a positive manner, you have confidence to accomplish this goal. You have confidence to finish this journey of barber school, which is at times, it can get grueling because it's 12 months straight.
But you've got to prioritize.
You have to you do.
Because you're going to make time for things that are important for you. You're going to spend money on things that are important to you. You're going to spend time with people or things that are important to you. We all know that. So you'd have to make the barbering college that prioritize it to be important for you for 12 months.
And you could just take this on in anything in life, really.
Right.
Anything in life that you want to do to accomplish. Anything in life you're going to get some training for to be better at.
Right.
It's the same principles that will apply to it. Speak to yourself in a high light. Speak to yourself in a positive light. maintain that positive mindset, that positive mind, especially when you try to accomplish something. It breeds confidence.
And focus on what you have,
Yes.
not what you don't have.
Mhm.
I don't have $1 million home right now, but guess what? I have a nice place to live. I have a roof over my head. You be appreciative of the things that you have, and trust me, you will obtain so much more than focusing on, well, I don't have this or don't have that. But focus on what you do have. You got breath in your lungs, right? You are here. We are here talking to each other today, right?
Well, some of the things that you hear in schools, like, I'm not learning. I don't think I'll be able to do a haircut by the time I leave.
You've done spoke it. You've spoke that negativity in your
into yourself.
into yourself.
These instructors are not helping. I'm not learning anything.
See, the thing with that, like, if you show that people, like, if you care, that show people that you care about what you're doing, uh, a lot of people they'll support you, and those
Absolutely.
people will be there for you when you're down on yourself too. It's because, like, I want to tell a story actually. I think it was in barber school. I think it was like near the time I was about to graduate, or it's probably maybe half of the time I was like halfway through, and all my barber supplies got stolen. You remember that?
Mhm.
And so I had I was gonna have to save up money and rebuy, like, I think I was gonna get another kit from Craig, but I had so much I spent so much money on everything that I needed, like clippers and
You had to be a
like,
large investment.
yeah, like it's like maybe $2,000-$3,000 worth of stuff that I bought for myself, and I worked hard for it because I'd work right after school, right after school, go to work, straight to work till like 11 o'clock or 12, then wake up and get back up and do it in the morning, and then I ended up posting on my Snap, and I was like, yeah, I can't, be able to cut for a little bit. I gotta save up some more money, get some more stuff. And everybody was like, yo, bro, I'll send you some money if you need it. Like, I'll send you money if just because we know how much you love what you're doing.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and they really did. And they sent it to me. They sent me like only like close to $500-$600, and that's from different other people. And then I got my stuff back because I got the cops to call and could find my stuff, and I got stuff back, and I sent them all their money back. But it showed like how much like people really cared about my dream. So it opened up. It's like it was so dope. It was so dope. It was so dope. It was really
And this is coming from people that you were like wouldn't have expected it,
Yeah.
but they came through in your time of
Yeah.
need.
But
that speaks on your maturity,
growth.
yes, in your growth.
But the key thing that you said is when people see that you love what you do,
They invest in you.
they invest in you. When people see that you show what you love, what you make it into your passion, that you want to be the best at it. You sleep, you breathe, your training, your skill. People will love you even more for that because they know what it takes first off to start something and finish it. Most people don't start something and finish it. And a lot of people admire that. What you did, you could help someone start their career in something else by talking about it and showing it.
Mhm.
Showing that you have the fortitude to start school and finish it. Because there are a lot of people who think, man, 11 to 12 months is too long. I can't start, can't finish it. Come up with tons of excuses why they can't finish. But when they see someone accomplish goals next to them, sometimes some people get happy, and that gives them the confidence to go back and finish what they started.
And even with Jordan's story, that was affirmation for you to know that you're on the right track.
Yeah.
And you're doing what God has called you to do. So that was very good. And I'm glad Jordan told that story because everybody needs to hear that.
That's important.
It's important.
It's valuable. Manifest.
Manifest, yes. Speak it into. Because like you said, if you say, I'll never see $100,000 in my career, well, guess what? You just told yourself you're not going to see $100,000. I tell myself all the time, I'm going to be a millionaire. You're going to see my face on billboards.
Mm-hmm.
I tell myself that because it's going to happen. You have to believe in yourself and speak it out.
And put the plan into action.
Put the plan in motion and work it. Plan your work and work your plan.
Yeah, put it into action. You can't sit there and hope for it to happen. We'll get there one day. Well, what kind of actions and plans are you putting in place to hope to get there one day?
And you just have to take one step. You just got to take that step out. Step out on faith, right?
So let's give.
Just get started.
What are some things you think that you can give our listeners out there to help them maintain that positive mindset? Let's give them some advice. Let's give them some feedback. Organization.
Yeah, I was with an organization. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that would help. That would help. Uh, setting yourself goals. Listening only. Like I listen to music, but I only listen to the music that I know is gonna give me positive, like
Affirmation.
like yeah, it's kind of helped me
It's
like
going to motivate you.
motivational type music. Like I listen to a lot of J Cole and
And
He's-
people don't get it twisted now. Motivational music come in all different types of genres.
Yes, yes.
In rap, hip hop, rock and roll, country. So don't just put one type of music in a corner and say, I can't get motivated by that.
Right. Open
Because
your mind.
a lot of the biggest quotes that I get is from Jay-Z. Make your first like your last, and make your last like your first.
that's a Jay Z quote.
And make that your everything. That's the first song.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
So you don't listen to 90s hip hop.
I
That's
don't.
it.
Not a lot,
I'm
not a
trying to
lot,
get
no.
Jordan to go
Yeah.
back to the 90s and bring some
Yeah, they can
hairstyles back.
The first song is a banger, man. The first song by Jay-Z, that's a banger. I mean, shout out to Jay.
Still trying to get him on the podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna get Jay on the podcast one day.
We're gonna get him on here.
I know it's gonna be difficult, but hey, let me get that. It's speaking into existence.
Yes.
Jay, we need to get you on the podcast. Just kind of spread some love the Crown Cuts way, help motivate some students. If you hear it, Jay, hit us up. We'll get you on there. We can Zoom you in. Just a word of inspiration while we have the podcast. That'd be big for us. Appreciate that.
Absolutely. And also, like we were saying, as far as getting positivity, get you a group of people that you trust that's going to give you honest feedback.
Yes.
Also, like you said, you got to manifest that and believe in yourself, because at the end of the day, you are what you have. You are all that you have, regardless of you've got spouses or your kids or whatever. It's you at the end of the day.
Get you a planner.
Yes, and the organizer. I am a very organized person. That's where my business came into play, because you've got to be able to see that vision and like you said, set the goals as far as where do you want to be in 6 months, what do you want to be in a year.
Yeah, write stuff down.
Write it
I
down.
mean, Barber school is $1,500 every month. Set a goal for yourself, or every week. The first week of school, I just want to get understanding.
And make it attainable. Don't say, oh, well, in the first 3 months, I want to be able to cut 50 heads or what.
Right.
Make it sensible and attainable for you.
My first week, I just want to learn about sanitation.
Right.
My second week, I want to learn what the guards do. My third week, I want to learn how to clean my clippers, how to pull them apart to get and bring them back together. My fourth week, by then I want to be able to have all my manipulations down for the shampooing. Have those realistic goals, because the haircut is going to come, and all those add to you being a better barber. My first week, I want to have a planner, a calendar, so I could write down every day what I feel, what I don't feel, how to manifest. My third week, I want to get a mentor. Every day after school, I want to reach out to a shop owner and let them come where I can come to the shop and watch and learn.
Right. And once you get that in your mind, it makes it exciting too.
Yeah.
When you've got a goal and you've got, next week I can go meet with such and such to go
You
to their
got a
shop or
plan.
whatever. Yeah. And it's like, you're excited.
You have a blueprint for how school is going to be,
Mhm.
how you're going to accomplish school.
And then in 12 months, it'll go by.
Yeah.
Real fast.
And if you're really diligent, you will knock it out.
Mhm.
You don't miss days, you can knock it out in 10 and a half months.
I think I know mine now in 10 months. 10, almost 11 months. 10 and a half, 11.
So Jordan, what did you do? Like when you started school, like what was your whole thought process?
Well, initially when he first started, he was a little bit nervous because he didn't know if he was going to get into school.
Okay.
Because we had that problem right then, and like, you're going to be good.
It looked like I wanted to be able to get into it, but we got in
Yeah.
there. But it's really
But dot some I's, cross some T's, and get him in. Like, Jordan, I got you.
Did whatever we could do. Gotta get up in there.
Because I knew Jordan way before school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to cut his hair in his shop. And we used to talk and vibe and just kind of mentor him and different things and help him get a trainer when he was in high school.
Yeah.
Because he wanted to work out.
I wanted to go play D1 football, and I would always talk about that. That was my dream before barbering.
Okay.
So that's the reason why I like barbering so much, because it's closely related to me how it was to football, like back then. And then once I stopped playing football, I got real depressed, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do in my life. I was working at a job that I hated. It's freaking horrible. And then I was like, I'm just gonna give myself a chance to just try barbering and see if I like it or not. And it was the best decision I ever made in my life, for sure.
Good.
sure.
Good.
And then he came in. He's like, he's seen that I own the school. He's like, oh, bet.
Yes.
Yeah, no, because they was like, yeah, because I went to Johnson City, the one out here, and they was like, yeah, Craig, I went in Bristol now. I was like, really? I was like, that's perfect.
J. Barr, the creator, was in
Yeah.
motion.
But just having that positive mind frame and setting goals for yourself, that helped. That helped alleviate so many things and propel you in so many different ways. You can't help. And plus, nobody wants to be around someone who's constantly whining, who's constantly negative. And as a barber, you got to smile. You got to have a personality.
Because you're dealing with people.
You can't.
Right.
You can't have a dry personality as a
Right.
barber. You can't.
Yeah, you just be a basic barber now. You're gonna be
Yeah.
just like everybody else. Just a
Because-
fit in with food.
But think about it. It's customer service. And if you in customer service and you try to solicitate customers to come to you, and someone sees you not smiling, you just have a dreary attitude, they might come that first time, but they're not come back again.
Right.
Because the barber next to you, who was real polite, who was outgoing, giving a decent haircut, who has real good customer service, that's who they're going to.
And one thing to add to customer service, because I've been in that industry since '96, is the customer experience. Whenever your customer leaves you, Jordan, they're going to have that experience to be like, man, Jordan was the best, whatever, and they're going to keep coming back because you're giving them an experience.
But not only that, they're going to send people to you.
Absolutely. Word of mouth is very powerful.
Probably the word of mouth is probably the most important.
Yes,
honestly,
because you're
'cause-
always asking your people like, I need a plumber.
Yeah.
Who did you use for this or whatever? And it's like, oh, I use such and such. That's how you get customers.
I mean, that's big.
That's where most of my clients came from, is word of mouth, and then obviously Instagram, but word of mouth is probably the most important.
And that's lets you know that your customers trust you to be like, oh yeah, my neighbor, hey, I'm sending him over to Jordan. He'll take care of you.
One of the things we're going to talk about in the future is funnel system. How to funnel yourself as a barber. That's going to be major because funnel is a type of marketing that helps you get out there. And funnel system is something that's been around and proven. But we're gonna break it down and talk about how to funnel yourself and market yourself, even while in school. Because that's the key, and that's the place you need to be prepared for when you graduate. You got to be able to market yourself. And the funnel system is, I like it.
Yes, because branding, because like I said, set the bar with J Bar. J Bar, and like I said, Ammi, shout out to him. I absolutely love his name.
Yep.
And like I said, I've already got your brand and logo, Ammi. So let's talk about it. But anyways, like you said, setting that brand and your funnels and getting yourself out there into different niches is very important.
So Natalia, I love you in the podcast. You gonna come on the podcast more with us? We already got
Absolutely.
like Jordan is a staple, Ammi is a staple. You gonna come on the podcast more?
Absolutely. I like it. Because like I said, this whole, I know it's about barbering, but it's about life in general.
Yes. It gives people such a broad perspective of how to help themselves.
Absolutely. So yes, I will come on more often.
You think you and Jordan could be in it by yourself?
Probably so. Jordan, like I said, I'm telling Jordan, I was like, I need him to listen to Dr. Dre. I need him to get some '90s haircuts and bring them back.
I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down to do some crazy stuff like that.
Hey, yo, next week we're not gonna be here, so y'all might have to hold it down.
Okay.
Talk about music.
Talk about music.
Yeah.
We talk about what music y'all play in the barbershop. Whatever.
From a consumer perspective, what do you like? What helps?
Right. We'll talk about it.
Come up with something.
We'll see.
We'll see. Jordan's like,
Jordan freezing up already. Man, Jay Boogie.
I'll take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Cold.
We'll get there one day. Maybe not
Cold.
next week.
Kobe.
What about him? Oh no. I should try to get him on here. I want to try to get. I'm still been trying to get him on here.
Yeah, we gonna get him on, man.
He's like, I can't talk, man. I'm like,
Okay.
I can't either.
But most people get nervous because they think the podcast is you in front of 10,000 people, and if you mess your words up, I mess my words up all the time. We all mess our words up, but hey, so what?
We're just having a conversation.
And that's it.
That's being recorded.
Talk too fast. I just try to talk way too fast and not spit it all at once. And so I've learned to slow down.
See,
Yeah.
good.
I mean, we all go through that problem. Yeah, yes, sir.
But just think, Jordan, if you were never on a podcast, you wouldn't be like where you are now, reaching other people.
Mhm.
You took
Yeah.
that chance, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, what do you guys think about the podcast today? What do you like about it?
I like you said, the positivity. Because this was a walk that I went through as a new entrepreneur, going through and having that confidence in myself to start a business. It's tough to put yourself out there, but I surrounded myself with positive people. I believed in myself, and here it goes. So this is the part that I like. You
And
got to manifest it.
and it seems
Gotta.
like every week is something new.
It is. Thanks, Craig. Like I said, I am Craig's assistant, and yes, every week is something new, and I love it though. I love it.
Hey,
It's kind of like what we talked about. It's kind of like the core of being successful, like the core things that you need to have to be successful.
Right.
That's some really important things we talked about.
it is. So what do you like about the podcast today?
It was good, man. It was really good. Obviously stuff has helped me out, so
It's good to
to-
talk through things, isn't it, Jordan?
Yeah.
And realize that you're really not by yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
I like
And
it.
and that's the key, like you said. Most students have to realize they are not by themselves.
Right.
There's someone there to help you go through this journey. There's someone there to help you think about what you're going through right now. There's someone there that you can talk to and ask for advice.
Because I'm sitting there looking at Jordan. I know he's thinking about them haircuts.
Yeah.
I know he is. I can see it.
I'm always trying to think of different stuff, man. It's hard.
And I can tell that he's, yeah.
That's, I
he's-
mean, that's where your mind, if your mind is not going, it's dormant, you can't grow.
So does that mean like going everywhere, going across?
At rest.
Oh, okay. So you use these technical terms, man.
If your mind is dormant, you can't grow.
and you always got to think sometimes. And that's why I said you might have to write your thoughts down just to get them out of your head.
Yes, it's critical. It's
Yeah.
important to write your goals down, students.
Visualize
It's
it.
critical and important to visualize. It's critical and important to manifest what you want. It's critical and important to talk to yourself highly. It's critical and important to see yourself in the highest. It's important. It's valuable. Because when you look yourself in the mirror, you have to help you.
Absolutely.
And all this just creates confidence.
Mhm.
And when your confidence is where it needs to be, you're unstoppable.
Right. And like we were saying, life is an obstacle. You're going to have bad days.
That's part of it.
It's just a part of it. But it's going to be how you react.
It's,
You control how you react to situations, right? You're going to be like, okay, I'm going to get over this. You just be like, I'm just going to go home and just not do nothing today.
it's funny because when I tell people, right, like you just said, that you'll have bad days. And I say since 2004 when I opened up my barber shop till now, I never had a bad day. Never said that I didn't want to go to work. And people are like, for real? I was like, yeah. I mean, I've had like disappointing moments, disappointing times, disappointing things that happen, but that doesn't affect my whole day.
Right. You can't let it affect
It
your
doesn't
whole-
affect my whole day. A whole day is 24 hours. So if you have a conversation for 3 minutes and 30 seconds and it was a disagreement, is that your whole day?
Mm-mm.
And you have to be able to shake it off. You have to be able to shake off those bad haircuts, right, Jordan? You
Yeah.
got to shake it off and come back stronger.
Just
But
take it as a
you're in
Yeah.
school. It's called growth. That's why every school has an insurance on the wall that says all services are performed by students with the help of instructors. That's insurance for you. So don't feel bad. And if somebody comes in talking about, I want the best student, all the students are best. All the students are good. You got to go to a student, they got to learn. If you really want the best students, go down there to the shop and pay $30 for a haircut. That's what you mean. And if your client comes in and says you want the best students for $5, $6, $7, $8, if you're so adamant and you want to put some pressure on somebody, put some pressure on a professional for $30.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're already setting the expectation that when you know when someone's starting out at something, you're already in your mind to say they're starting out.
Mhm.
Okay. So like you said, you can't come in here, oh, well, who's the best? They're students. They're starting out.
Yeah, well, there's definitely people that came in and did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
sure.
I want the best student.
I
I'm
mean-
like, well, if you-
It's like
Yeah, I
just
don't know
pick
who
a
you
number. I
want,
don't
bro.
know.
I mean, I oftentimes thought about like having like a level system for like people when they come in, if they want a $3 haircut, put them with the first set of students, or maybe 5. Or if they want like a more seasoned student who's towards the end going to graduate, make it like $10. You know what I mean? Something
And I
like
like
that.
how you said more seasoned, not
Mhm.
better. You're because you're almost at the end of your graduation,
Right.
versus someone who just is 2 or 3 months in.
Just have levels to it. Maybe
Right.
like a 5, 8, and 10. You know what I mean? So that way people can understand that, okay, well, you got to
Beginning.
you want to pay $5, you got to put less pressure on this person.
Because they're beginning, right?
Right.
Middle, season.
Yes. So I think there should be a point where we have like a couple stages.
And that could probably take some chin off
Yep.
there in the school.
But that's food for thought.
Absolutely.
Something we think and talk about. Yep. But again, every good thing has to come there. I felt it was a great podcast.
Yes.
We flowed.
Yes.
I missed my guy, Ammi.
Yeah,
You missed
Ammi
him.
usually fills the space.
Yeah, Ammi.
Yeah.
My guy, Ammi. We're gonna send him a video tribute and say, yo, we miss you, homie. But again, Crown Cuts Academy, check us out. We enrolling students every month off of financial aid, Pell Grant. We do offer the GI Bill, vocational rehab, the VRAP. Hit us up. We can get you in school if you're thinking about changing your career. Barber College Success, for those of you guys who wants the help just to navigate through school, just having that tough time during barber school, cosmetology school, nail school, aesthetic school, just trying to get upper hand to understand what it takes, understanding it's a process. That's what this is really for. For those students who just want to manifest the time and see that what they're investing in is gonna be a return. And that's what we're here for. Just give you that upliftment, give you that insight, and to take you on and let you most of all earn the crown. There it is.